So let's talk about Dubai. You know, that glittering city of endless ambition and, well, just pure luxury. But what's it really like to live and work there? We're about to pull back the curtain and go deep into a fascinating analysis, a speculative report from 2026 that pits the incredible dream of Dubai against its sometimes harsh reality. The report calls it a Gilded Cage, and we are absolutely going to find out why.
First things first, you have to acknowledge the brand, because man, is it a powerful one. You've seen the pictures, right? Dubai is sold to the world as this perfect paradise, a place where you get tax-free money, constant sunshine, and you get to live in some kind of city of the future. And you know what? For a lot of people, that is an incredibly tempting offer.
But this is where the analysis we're digging into today asks the million-dollar question. Okay, behind all that shiny marketing, what is the real cost of chasing that dream? We're talking financially, legally, and even personally. And this right here is where the story starts to get really, really interesting.
All right, first up, the Dubai dream. We're going to look at that powerful image the whole world sees, and then we're going to put it side by side with the cold, hard analysis from the report. Just so we're clear, everything we're talking about today comes from that 2026 report. Its entire job is to dig into the data and see how the popular idea of Dubai stacks up against the facts on the ground.
So let's just dive right into the biggest selling point of all, zero income tax. The report basically argues this is a bit of a fiscal illusion. Because sure, you don't pay income tax directly from your paycheck, but the system has other ways of getting its money. And the report has a name for this. It calls it the tax on existence. The idea is pretty simple, actually. Instead of taking a slice of your salary, the whole system is set up to charge you for just being there. It's done through this massive web of fees, special charges, and really high costs for things you can't live without.
And believe me, these costs are not hidden. You can feel them. Just take a look at a typical restaurant bill. On top of the VAT, you're paying a 10% municipality fee and another 10% service charge. So that price you saw on the menu, your final bill can easily be 20 to 25% higher.
And here's another one that a lot of people don't see coming, a 5% housing fee. You can basically think of it as a kind of council tax, and it's tacked right onto your annual rent. They just collect it every month through your utility bill, so there's absolutely no avoiding it. What about healthcare? Well, the report finds that a good family insurance plan starts at over 18,000 dirhams. That's almost $5,000 a year. And what's even crazier is that the report projects those costs are going to jump another 18 to 25%. Now, this number right here really illustrates what the report calls the Dubai premium. So many goods are just marked up, sometimes by a crazy amount. For example, a used BMW that might cost you about $11,000 in North America could sell for over $27,000 in Dubai. It's a huge difference.
Okay, so the financial risks are pretty clear, but that's just the foundation for something with even higher stakes, legal risk. The report really hammers this home. Dubai's legal system is built on a zero-tolerance philosophy, especially after some key reforms back in 2025.
This slide is so important because it shows how things that are totally normal in other parts of the world can get you into serious trouble. For instance, under the 2025 narcotics decree, even tiny, trace amounts of a substance that you used legally somewhere else can be treated as possession in the UAE. That could get you arrested. Or just voicing a strong opinion online could land you a $500,000 dirham fine. And the risks in the digital world are especially real. Under their cybercrime law, what you might think is just a heated argument in a private WhatsApp group could legally be called an insult, carrying those massive fines and even jail time. And get this, even just filming a car accident and sharing the video is a serious crime.
And then there's something the report calls the travel ban trap. This is how a simple financial slip-up, like missing one credit card payment, can spiral out of control. Your bank can request a travel ban, and boom, you're legally not allowed to leave the country. But if you lost your job, how are you supposed to earn the money to pay off the debt that's keeping you trapped there? It's this vicious cycle that's incredibly hard to escape.
So, we've covered the financial side and the legal risks. Now let's talk about the professional world, the labor market itself, which has its own very unique structure and pressures.
Now, this chart illustrates a concept from the report that is frankly pretty shocking. It's called the passport salary. What it finds is that for the very same job, with the exact same qualifications, how much you get paid can be wildly different based on your nationality. Essentially, your passport can literally determine your paycheck. And all of this is tied to a really critical idea, the residency tether. For most expats, your legal right to actually live in Dubai is tied directly to your job. So if you lose your job, you've got a very, very short window, sometimes only 60 days, to find a new one. If you don't, you have to leave the country, period.
And as you can imagine, this system gives employers a huge amount of power. Non-compete clauses can stop you from working for a rival for up to 2 years. Trade unions are totally illegal. And if you're just absent from work for 7 days, your boss can file what's called an absconding report, which gets your visa canceled immediately. The power imbalance there creates some pretty significant career risks.
So after all that, what does it all mean? How do you even begin to weigh these intense financial, legal, and professional risks against the obvious rewards? Well, the report actually offers a very clear, very calculated conclusion.
And here it is. This is the central idea from the report's conclusion. It describes Dubai as a gilded cage. It's beautiful, it's shiny, it's alluring on the surface, and it offers these incredible rewards. But it comes with a fundamental trade-off. You are exchanging long-term security and personal freedom for the chance at short-term financial gain.
So what's the bottom line? The report gives one very specific, very practical piece of advice. It concludes that to make up for all these huge structural risks we've talked about, a move to Dubai really only makes financial sense if the salary you're being offered is at least 150% more than what you're earning back home.
And that really brings us to the final big question the report leaves us with. When you look at all the data, the hidden costs, the super strict laws, the fact that your right to live there is so fragile, you really have to ask yourself a very personal question. For you, is the reward truly worth the risk?